Real people, real confessions, the stories you weren't supposed to hear. Welcome to Beyond Reddit Stories. I found a wallet packed with cash, more money than I've ever seen in one place. No ID, no cards, no clues. Just crisp $100 bills staring back at me like they were begging to be taken. What I did next, I still don't know if it makes me a thief or a better person. It was one of those sticky summer afternoons where even the breeze felt like hot breath. I had just gotten off a double shift at the diner, my feet aching, apron stained with ketchup and sweat, and my mood somewhere between I deserve a nap and I deserve a small miracle. I wasn't expecting anything out of the ordinary. I just wanted to get home, shower, maybe microwave some leftovers, and pass out with the fan blowing directly on my face. I was cutting through the back alley shortcut near the bus stop, something I normally didn't do, but I was too tired to care when I saw it, just lying there. A black leather wallet, half hidden under a crumpled fast food bag, like someone had dropped it without even noticing. Now I know what you're thinking, a wallet in an alley classic setup. Too good to be true, and normally, I'd agree. But this wasn't some beat-up Velcro thing a teenager lost. It was clean, sleek, probably expensive. I hesitated for half a second, then picked it up. I'll admit it, I didn't even wait to get home. I opened it right there under the buzzing street lamp, already expecting to find a driver's license, maybe a few bills, some bank cards, but nope, no ID, no credit cards, no receipts or photos or business cards, just money. Stacks of it. I counted without meaning to, my fingers moved before my brain could stop them. 1,000, 2, 5, 10, neatly folded hundreds, packed so tight it felt like the thing was about to explode. Later, I'd total it at $8,400. In cash, no identifiers, no trace of who it belonged to. I looked around like I was on some hidden camera show. No one, just me, the wallet, and the weight of a decision I wasn't prepared to make. You see, I wasn't broke exactly, but I was always behind. Rent was due in a week. My car was one oil change away from catching fire. My mom had been hinting at needing help with her medical bills again. And my savings account was mostly just a number that stayed at zero out of spite. So when I held that much money in my hands, money with no obvious owner, money that quite literally fell into my path, I'll be honest, something stirred in me. Not greed, exactly. More like relief, like the universe was throwing me a bone for once. But right underneath that feeling was another one, a twitch in my stomach, a quiet voice that whispered, "This isn't yours." That voice and I had a complicated relationship. Sometimes I listened to it. Sometimes I told it to go to hell. This time, I just stood there for what felt like forever, wallet in hand, mind spinning. Was this a test? A blessing? A trap? Or just a mystery? I shoved it in my bag and kept walking, fast, not home, not yet. I needed air. I needed time to think. And maybe I needed to figure out what kind of person I really was. Because I already knew one thing, returning it wasn't going to be as simple as it sounded. I ended up at the 24-hour laundromat down the street, not because I had laundry, but because it was brightly lit, always half empty, and the humming of the machines gave me something to focus on other than my own heartbeat. I sat in the back corner, far from the security cameras, and stared at the wallet sitting on the table in front of me like it might do something. I took it out again, still no ID, no name, nothing. Just money. At first, I convinced myself that maybe it belonged to someone shady. I mean, who carries around that much cash and doesn't have a single card or ID on them? Drug dealer, bookie, someone trying to avoid taxes. If I didn't return it, was I really stealing or just relieving a criminal of their ill-gotten gains? That mental gymnastics routine lasted all of 5 minutes. Because the other half of my brain, the one raised by my mom, the one that still gets nervous jaywalking, was screaming, "You found it. It's not yours. Find a way to return it. Be a decent human." So I did what any confused, morally conflicted, slightly panicking person would do. I posted online. Not under my name, of course. I made a burner Reddit account and dropped a post on a local subreddit. Something vague, like, "Found a wallet near Lincoln Ave. Lots of cash. No ID. DM me with details if you lost one." I felt good about it for exactly 30 seconds. Then the DMs rolled in. Over 50 messages in the first hour. Every single one was a lie. People describing wallets that didn't match. People who said they weren't sure how much was inside. One guy claimed his had somewhere between $500 and $15,000. Really? That's like saying you lost somewhere between a hamster and a golden retriever. It got worse. One person accused me of stealing and threatened to report me to the police. Another offered a finder's fee if I just happened to return theirs, even though they couldn't describe a single feature of the wallet, not even the color. I shut the Reddit account down within hours. It was clear this wasn't going to be as easy as do the right thing and get a thank you. It was turning into a circus. And the worst part, the longer I held onto the wallet, the more attached I felt to the idea of keeping it. That scared me more than anything. I told myself I'd wait a few days, see if someone posted flyers or a missing item report. I checked the local police station's lost and found listings online. Nothing. I drove back to the alley the next day, just to see if anyone was searching or had left a note. Still nothing. And all the while, the money sat in my apartment, tucked away in an old shoebox under my bed, untouched, but not unnoticed. I started doing the math in my head just in theory. Of course, how much of my rent it could cover, how far it could stretch, how many of my problems it could solve. That's when I noticed something that made my stomach drop. One of the $100 bills wasn't quite right. It felt off, thinner than the others. The color just a little too flat. I held it up to the light. No watermark, no security strip. Counterfeit? My heart stopped. I checked another one, then another. Out of the $8, $400, nearly a third of it was fake. Suddenly, the mystery deepened. What kind of person carries around thousands in counterfeit money mixed with real bills, and why were they carrying it in the first place? Now I wasn't just debating morality. I was staring down the barrel of a potential crime. If I tried to spend the fake bills, I'd be breaking the law. If I turned the wallet in now, after days of silence, I'd look suspicious. Worse, if someone had lost it intentionally, maybe I wasn't supposed to find it at all. The walls started closing in. I didn't know what scared me more, that I was holding evidence of something much bigger than me, or that, somewhere out there, someone might be looking for this wallet. And if they found me, let's just say I didn't sleep well that night. 3 nights later, I was jolted awake by a knock at my door. Not a polite knock, not the kind that says, "Hey, sorry to bother you." No, this was hard, precise, measured, someone who knew exactly what they were doing. I froze. I don't live in the kind of neighborhood where strangers casually stop by in the middle of the night. You either call ahead or you're not welcome. I stayed still for a second, heart pounding in my ears. Then it came again. 3 knocks, same rhythm, not hurried, not panicked, just confident. I didn't answer. I didn't even breathe. After what felt like forever, the footsteps retreated. When I finally dared to look through the peephole, the hallway was empty. The next morning, I told myself it was just coincidence, wrong apartment, drunk neighbor, a prank. I made coffee and tried to forget it, but the feeling stayed. That itch in my brain that said I wasn't alone in this anymore. That night, I checked the wallet again out of habit, maybe paranoia, and that's when I saw it. Tucked deep into the lining, barely visible, was a tiny slit between the seams. I don't know what made me dig there, but I pulled the wallet apart gently, and out came a micro SD card. No label, just black plastic and mystery. Let me tell you, my hands were shaking when I slid that card into an old adapter and plugged it into my laptop. My instincts screamed to just destroy it, burn it, pretend I never saw it. But curiosity, yeah. Curiosity's a hell of a drug. The card held one folder. Inside 6 video files, no names, no descriptions, just timestamps. I clicked on the first one. It started with grainy footage of what looked like a storage unit. A man face blurred counting stacks of cash, lots of it. More than what was in the wallet, easily. He looked nervous, kept glancing off camera, behind him. The walls were lined with black duffel bags. I fast-forwarded. In the third video, he's talking to someone off-screen. Their voice was distorted, robotic, but the conversation was clear. Drop the wallet, same spot. If you don't. I got it, all right, but this is the last time. The fourth video showed the alley. My alley. That alley. The exact same stretch of cracked pavement I walked across when I found the wallet. The man dropped it under the food bag, looked around, and left. I didn't need a detective to tell me what this was. It was a drop point, some kind of message, or payment, or warning, and I was never supposed to find it. I watched the rest of the videos on mute. My ears were ringing too loud anyway. My thoughts, a mess of what do I do now? Who are these people? Am I being watched? Because clearly someone was watching. I went back to Reddit, this time on a different burner, and searched for any mention of a missing wallet. Nothing new, but I did find one post that chilled me to the bone. Posted the same day I found the wallet. Title, to the one who picked up the wrong drop, careful where you walk. No comments, no upvotes, just sitting there like a loaded gun. I didn't sleep again that night. I kept every light on, checked the locks 3 times, blocked the door with a chair like I was in some motel horror movie. I didn't feel safe in my own skin. What had I stepped into? A drug ring, a blackmail setup, some kind of criminal handoff gone wrong. I didn't know, and frankly, I didn't want to find out. I thought about going to the police, but what was I going to say? Hi, I found a wallet full of fake money, some real money, and a bunch of mysterious videos involving possible crimes. Also, someone might be following me. Oh, and I watched it all before coming here. Yeah, that'd go over well. So I did something else. I put the wallet in a Ziploc bag. I put the micro SD card in another. Then I drove out to the industrial side of town, where the warehouses sit empty and the cameras don't work. I found a storm drain, waited until no cars passed, and dropped both items inside. Gone. Erased. At least, I hoped so. But here's the part that keeps me up at night. The next day, another wallet appeared. Different design, same alley, same spot. I didn't pick it up, but I saw someone else did. A kid, maybe 17, skinny, looked like he just got off work at the Taco Bell down the street. He spotted it, looked around, picked it up, and walked away fast. Just like I had. And I swear, for a moment, I saw someone watching from a car parked across the street. Same beat-up Nissan that had been outside my building the night of the knocks. I turned and walked the other way. I've never gone down that alley again. I still think about the wallet. Not every day, but often enough. Like when I walk past a stranger with shifty eyes, or when a car idles too long outside my apartment. Sometimes it's a sound in the hallway, or just the heaviness in my chest when I lie awake at 3 a.m., replaying every choice I made that week. I wish I could tell you I moved on, that I handed it all over to the cops, slept like a baby, became a local hero, but that's not what happened. What happened was, I blinked, I flinched, I buried the thing and hoped the shadows would forget me, but I don't think they did. A few weeks after I ditched the wallet, I noticed things, small things. A voicemail from an unknown number, just static, followed by a whisper I couldn't make out. A flyer tucked into my mailbox, with nothing but the word watch in bold red letters. My cat indoor only somehow got out one night, and came back limping. Coincidence, maybe. Maybe I was just paranoid. Or maybe I wasn't supposed to walk away clean. I started asking myself the hard questions, like why was there counterfeit mixed with real money? Why hide a micro SD card like that, unless it wasn't meant to be found? Was I the mark, or did I intercept someone else's problem? And here's the one that keeps gnawing at the back of my mind. What would have happened if I kept it all, the money, the card, the secret? Would I have gotten rich, or disappeared? I wonder what happened to the kid who picked up that second wallet. Did he open it? Did he find the card? Is he sleeping at night, or is someone knocking at his door now too? You see, the money wasn't the real trap. It was the mystery, the not knowing, the way it pulls at you, hooks into the curious part of your soul that wants to understand, even when it knows better. And that's the part that still haunts me. Because every time I think I'm free of it, every time I tell myself it's over, I get another sign. A wallet left in plain sight. An online post with the same format, same tone. A car I've seen once before, parked somewhere it doesn't belong. It's like it's still out there, waiting, testing, recruiting. I don't know. Maybe I was part of something bigger than I'll ever understand. Or maybe I just made one wrong choice, and now the game won't let me go. But the scariest part, I don't know if I'd make a different decision if it happened again. Would you? If you're still listening, thanks. Not just for sticking around through my mess of a story, but for really hearing me. I didn't share this for pity or for praise. I shared it because sometimes life throws something at you that's too strange to explain and too heavy to carry alone. So now I'm passing it to you. What would you have done? Would you have kept the money, gone to the police, watched the videos, walked away? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I really want to know. Because honestly, I'm not sure I did the right thing. Maybe there was no right thing. And hey, if you like stories that leave you with more questions than answers, if you like peeling back the curtain on those weird, gray, human moments, this channel's for you. So hit like, maybe subscribe, and share it with someone who loves a good "what would you do" kind of mystery. Because trust me, there are more where this came from. And next time, the wallet might be yours.